So, Matt, we'll be talking about the transfers today in the Premier League and across Europe and what's been going on. A bit of speculation. First thing that's got to be talked about is all these moves to China. Matt, what the hell is going on? Why is everyone moving to China?
I don't know, maybe the wage. It's not a very desirable place to live, I don't think. It's not really the most fanciest of places, but I think mainly money. I saw Asamoah Gyan, who's currently playing there at the minute. He's earning about £250 a week. Not £250,000.
£250,000, wow.
A week, which is, on the likes with Messi and Ronaldo and anyone who's seen Asamoah Gyan play.
Yeah,
he's not as good as Messi.
He's a decent player, but is it just a way? I mean, is that all it is now? Just the money? Because players are going there, and they'll either be back in a year's time, or even back in the summer. We've seen now Ramirez is looking like he's going to go for, what was it, 25 million?
Yes. Yeah.
Other players have been linked with Gervinho, who the Premier League will be very familiar with. Freddie Guarín
from Inter
Milan, and Leukemia, who's a centre back of Werder Bremen, who's no superstar, but I mean he plays for a good team in Europe, in the top league of Germany. So decent standards, and I'm sure there's many others being linked. And these are players they're not young, but they're not old. They're more or less in the prime of their career.
Especially with Ramirez's case, he's the Champions League winner, and he's still got, I think he's 28, so he's still got a good few years in him.
A
good European side. So.
And like I said, it's a waste of time, a bit of money. They'll either be back within a season or even in the summer, back playing for a known team in Europe. Or they'll just be forgotten about as a player.
Yeah.
I mean, they may not care. Well, they probably don't see why they would unless they're getting paid.
Yeah.
So what? But like you mentioned about Paulinho, and before you mentioned it earlier today, I've completely forgotten about him. I've just completely forgotten of his existence.
I think another reason players have gone there is I think there's good few managers. I think where Ramirez is going, an ex-Chelsea player, I can't think of the name now off the top of my head, but he's an ex-Chelsea player, and I think Sven-Göran Eriksson, the famous England manager. Over there, and he's recently said, I remember a few months ago thinking about it. Yeah, he's a manager over there now. Recently said they'd like Wayne Rooney to come over with him. Now, that will be a massive move, but I could not see that happening. And also, there's been others, Marcelo Lippi, who won the World Cup.
He's over there, is he?
I think he was over there for some time. He was a manager. I don't think he is now. I think Fabio Cannavaro might be managing over there as well.
I mean, yeah, it's not. Where's it all come from? Like the Chinese league? I don't even know what the league's called. I couldn't name you a team. I could say Beijing, probably have a team, but I couldn't tell you what it's called.
Maybe from pre-season, Man City, Man United.
I mean, we all think of the leagues that like the MLS or the Indian Super League coming about. Those are the leagues players go to for a bit of money at the end of their careers. Where's China? Where the Chinese league?
What those leagues have as well is
nowhere.
They predominantly speak English.
English, yeah, sure.
So that helps a hell of a lot.
Well, maybe. Well, who knows? Who else is going to go there? A couple of days left in transfer window. Talk a bit of speculation, bit of gossip going elsewhere. One that a name that's come about, Lacazette, the young striker from Lyon, has been linked with a move to Newcastle. What do you make of that?
What a move that would be for Newcastle. What a massive move if he got that.
Newcastle?
For Newcastle,
no. What I'm saying is that they're pushing above their weight. All due respect to Newcastle, they're in the bottom three.
Yeah. But I tell you what,
I suppose you can't blame them for putting a bid in.
Yeah.
I suppose there's no harm in doing it.
But the reports like today and yesterday were saying, at the start there was rumours at the start of the transfer window, but Lacazette ruled it out, which you'd expect. But the reports that he's more open to it as the window, so you know how crazy January is.
So you must think someone must be, if his agent or someone, a friend, must be saying to him, if he is even considering the move, what are you doing? If he wants to move from Lyon, if it's something like he doesn't want to be at Lyon anymore, wait till summer. But I don't think that is the problem, and I can't see him leaving.
I agree. I couldn't see him leaving. How many goals? 25 plus league goals.
And he's been doing that for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, just too good a player for Newcastle.
And it's not even a sideways move. It's a backwards move.
Yeah.
From Lyon, who finished second in the French league.
And I think for the short term as well for Newcastle, like I said, it'd be a great time, but the better strikers, not better strike, but to spend less money, strikers that will keep Newcastle up. Like, I know Leicester are looking...
Probably not a position they need to strengthen, is it? Maybe?
I think so.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think Cisse is out injured, and Mitrovic, he looks a good player, but he's 21.
Jose Perez.
Jose Perez can play there, yeah. But they mainly rely on Mitrovic, and 21-year-old, when you're that low in the table, it's a lot to rely on his main goals.
Another player been linked with Newcastle is Andros Townsend, who I've not heard from for a while, for the last couple of seasons. I know he's had his problems of injury. Reportedly now, I think the two clubs have agreed on 10, 12 million, a price tag around that. Good move for Newcastle? Good move for Townsend?
I'm not overly sure. I've never been a massive fan of Andros Townsend, even when he was in the England squad. I think he's a good player. I think, yeah, probably, but I think Newcastle fans might expect a bit too much from him.
I think if you look at Andros Townsend, again, I've never rated him too highly, and I thought when he got his England call up and he was doing well for Spurs, I thought that's just a bit of good form. He's in good form, but it will end at some point. But I look back, he's been in this position before. He's been in Newcastle. When he was at QPR, and but he got relegated that season. I think, or maybe even stayed up, and he was a star player for that season, 4 years or so ago, something like that. And so he knows how to perform under pressure, under situations like this. And he's a good age as well. Like I said, he's had his injuries, but he's a good age. And it could be a good character in the dressing room. I think it's a good buy.
What I am presuming, obviously he'll play on the right hand side, because he likes to cut in from that side. And recently, I've seen Sissoko's been playing there, so I know Sissoko's been linked away. But maybe if he does stay, that would be some free behind the striker. Why not them Sissoko and Townsend?
Not too bad.
Would be very good. I'd almost say a Premier League team.
And I know you put a question mark on the price tag, but if it gets some kept up in the Premier League,
the new TV money coming,
it got to say it's worth it. Another story I've seen on the transfer front is there's been talk of Liverpool sign Shakhtar Donetsk striker Alex Teixeira. Well, it's looking like that's going to fall through now, which is I've seen that earlier this morning, and out of the blue, it looked pretty comfortable that was going to happen. So, what do you make of that? As a bit of wrongdoing, and someone's obviously maybe messed up from Liverpool, maybe, or
maybe I think Shakhtar might have wanted a bit too much. Shakhtar aren't in a great position to be asking for a lot of money. Ukrainian league, and I think there's rumours that Teixeira wanted to leave as well, so that might be why it's broken down Shakhtar. But they've got a great history with Brazilian players, recent history with Brazilian players moving. Willian was one. Maybe he went to Anzi, but he's come to Chelsea and he's been Chelsea's star man.
Fernandinho for Man City. There's been a few others that come through the club as well. But there still might be a bit more news on it in the coming days. But if it doesn't happen, that big missed out big time for Liverpool.
At the minute,
this guy's got 22 goals in 15 games so far this season, and he's playing in the Ukrainian Premier League, but that's good anywhere.
Oh yeah, that's definitely good. At the minute, it'd be. I wouldn't say it'd be a massive miss out because Firmino's looking to start come good now. although Benteke ain't playing a bit, he's a good player to have though to bring off the bench.
They're looking talk about getting rid of Sturridge though. So do we need to bring someone in?
Yeah, if they were willing to get rid of one, but I still couldn't see him getting rid of a lot of players in January at Liverpool. I think Klopp will wait until the summer, give players a benefit of the doubt.
He's looking like he's getting results in now, and
yeah,
he's getting a few more goals. Also, they got 5 in the weekend.
Yeah.
They conceded 4, but they got 5. They got 3 against Arsenal, so they're starting to get a few more goals now as well, which is good signs.
Oh yeah, definitely. But in them 2 games you said they conceded.
They conceded a lot of goals.
Yeah, they conceded. But that might be
even under Brendan Rodgers, they're always a team that look to outscore the opposition, no matter how many goals they conceded. So if you can score goals, then
but they had Suarez up front that season.
Well,
it's going to be tough to find another Suarez.
Not just Suarez, but Sterling and Sturridge.
Were great that season. And I think Liverpool, like I said, Klopp won't be moving. I think there'll be a lot of moves in the summer for Liverpool, definitely. But this one, I think Klopp might stick with the squad he has.
Okay, well, and finally, we'll just sort of look at how the transfer window has gone. We've only a couple of days left, coming to the end of it. Who do you think's done the best business so far?
I'd probably say Bournemouth. Bournemouth done brilliant. Iturbe, excellent signing, and also Afobe scored in his first 2 Premier League appearances. That's a massive sign. 10 million.
How much was it for grabbing 7 million?
Re-signing for 7 million. They still have Callum Wilson. It's such a shame he got injured.
Well, not just Callum Wilson. They've got Max Gradel injured. Tyrone Mings, who was their summer. Well, not just summer signing, but I think he was a record signing for the club, and he's injured on his first couple of games. So obviously the club have had big blows, but if Bournemouth still get relegated, I know you said the quality of players and they look to be good signings and they've started well, but if they still get relegated, you have to say it's been a failure of the transfer window, really.
Yeah, I suppose so, but that's one way of looking at it. But it's nice to see what Bournemouth do. Not many people say it's like spending money. Everyone seems to be against it, but they know likelihood is this is the one chance. And they're giving it a go. And if they stay up, like we were saying earlier, the TV money that's coming in next year will cover those transfers 3 times over.
I mean, for me, they look like a team, but if they can stay up this season, and I hope they do, but they look like a team that could be a solid Premier League team, and they could do good things.
They could do.
You've seen the sort of players they attract and the sort of football they play.
Yeah.
The potential is there for Bournemouth.
Definitely. I think it could be. The only thing is with Bournemouth is maybe they need to get a bit better facilities, like stadium-wise. I know they've got a newish stadium, but they need to be bringing a bit more money in. But with the TV money, that doesn't seem to matter to many people anymore. So if they do stay up, I think they might do very well with more good transfers.
Other signs across Premier League. Who needs what? Who surprised you maybe in the signings that they've brought in?
I'd probably say Newcastle to an extent. 12 million. The whole Shelvey transfer was a strange one. Like, I think Newcastle got the best out of it. Why Swansea let him go to a potential relegation rival?
Yeah.
All right, they got 12 million, but I just think the whole thing was just a bit bizarre, and I think he's a very good player.
Do you expect Swansea to cash in on that money now?
You would expect so, but they didn't last year when they...
But they're in a very different position.
They are, to be fair. It's a good point. I would expect them to, but you never know with Swansea. They well run like a business, but sometimes it's football that comes first.
Well, one club that I'm shocked they haven't done anything or not anything to any news. I've heard things. Is Aston Villa. You'd think if there was any club that needed to spend this season, it'd be them. What's the plan? Is it a plan that, look, I'm not saying, well, maybe they are, but they're planning already for Championship next season. Is that what they're planning for?
I think they've got to. The problem is with Villa, they might have the money, but players are just going to look and go, no, we don't want to join, just for the position they're in. I think they're about five, maybe even more points adrift, just for the position they're in. And a lot of players are looking at it. It doesn't matter who they go for.
If they win the next 2 games, though, it'll be right out there.
Exactly, but I think they've got 2 good games coming up, but Villa have had a lot of chances this season. They've had a lot of good games coming up. I seem to remember the Norwich game a couple of weeks ago and Sunderland game where they got beat. They got beat twice. You know, they were good games to have. And
you're right. When it's really mattered, and they got a point against Man City, which of course is a good point. But like you said, those big 6-point games just haven't performed, and not just only not performed, but they've been woeful. It's like circus performances.
The defence
sometimes
is shocking.
Which is strange. You look at the 2 centre backs, Mika Richards and Johnny Lescott, and you know other players have come in, but 2 very experienced Premier League players. Premier League title winners, yeah.
But I've said to you, you might know better. I've never seen Richards play at right back, and he's almost 20.
You mean centre back?
Centre back, sorry, yeah. He's been playing at right back every time I've seen him.
Yeah.
Like, you might know better, but
I mean, when he was at City, I think he might have played centre back on an occasion or 2 when a couple of injuries were coming in. That was last couple of seasons, but I mean, I've always thought he has the capabilities and the structure to be a centre back. You know, he's got that build, and he's certainly got the ability. He's a good defender.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, there's still a couple of days left, so we'll have to see what happens. Well, that's all we've got for you. Thank you for listening and checking on us for the weekend.